Hello everyone. So it has been a long time since I've posted, and I'm sorry for that. Life has been insane, and I finally got my kids back in school, so I have some me time to be able to do this again. It's been a road, but I wanted to start off with showing you Courtney because I have not been using Courtney at all recently. And I will show you why, because, okay, everything's pretty much exactly the same. The biggest difference is I've put my routine section back in here, and I am, kind of going through using that to the best of my ability recently. Although, to be honest, I have not used it as much as I probably could. And I moved my section that had all of my trackers to the back, my me section, so to speak, simply because it made it a little bit easier. Well, not necessarily. I knew I was going to get to my tracker sections more than I was anything else. So if it's in the back, I didn't need to worry about it getting lost back there, because I know it's back there and I know that I want to do my trackers. I value my trackers. But as you can see, I stopped using them in July. And the reason why is because I do not have any more of my weeklies and monthlies in here. All of them have been used. All of them are done because it was basically the pages that came with it, or the inserts that came with it, started last July. And yeah, I used all of those pages. And plus, it started in 2020. So all of those pages are over and done with, and I don't have any more inserts for the current year, which absolutely bothers me. So the point of the matter is, even then, I still wasn't using the pages to the best of their ability. I was not using my monthlies. I was not using my weeklies, just because it was becoming a pain towards the end of the school year. Even before then, I stopped using them right here in March. And if you'll notice in my other planner that I was actually using, my bullet journal, things got really difficult for me to even use in my planner in March. So it was just kind of a nightmare. But I did use this planner for February. You guys saw a lot of these pages and stuff like that. But yeah, it got too busy in March. And then I tried to get myself organized for April and May, but it just ended up not getting used. So that was the point that I was trying to make here, is that I stopped using Courtney because all of my inserts were gone. So instead of using Courtney, I had been using this. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, it's just a regular notebook. And it is. But it has kind of saved my life a lot recently. You guys have seen this in previous videos. I have shown you this, and like I said before, it's just a regular old notebook that I got from Michael's. And I have another one like it that I'm going to be using next. It's Artist Loft. It's in the sketchbook section. They're just these cute little regular old blank sketchbooks that, most people wouldn't even think twice about. I think it was $6.99 too. Anyway, I think I explained that once before. But anyway, I've been keeping up with this all the way up until August. Okay, so I started using it in February. Had no clear direction because I am not usually a bullet journal person. But I was watching Rainbowholic's videos. You can look her up. She's not really doing so much of bullet journal stuff anymore. She's more so doing, just kind of dailies in a I'm not sure what her planner is. But she's mainly just, does kind of journaling occasionally. But you guys have seen all of this, I think, up until March. And as you can see, March is just lost. Lost in time somewhere. Zoom in just a teeny bit. But yeah, totally lost. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera. But yeah, March was just totally not my month, planning-wise. I just got overwhelmed. I couldn't keep up with anything. And, I think there was only a few days, as you can see, that I actually did dailies. And then I got to April, and I was renewed. I was trying to renew my passion and, just kind of make it loving and happy and, just all over the place fun. But I didn't really like the spread so much, I realized. I was trying to copy her, but Rainbowholic that is, but it wasn't working for me. So I tried it again in May, added some vellum, which I didn't end up liking the vellum because I just totally ignored all of that. And then the same thing happened. I tried adding new things to the spread, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And plus my dailies were all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted to put on my dailies. I liked this layout. Like, this was the start of a real layout for me. And you'll see how what I mean by that, because I realized I did like the idea of having, just something set in stone at the top. Like if I was doing a diet that day, if I was, if I had appointments or whatever. And, I did like the idea of having a water tracker. So I wasn't sure what I liked. So I started moving things around. And as you can see, the more I moved things around and saw what I liked, the better it got. And I realized I'm not good with vellum because, as you can see, after the vellum, I stopped doing stuff. This was a flower from my garden. I tried to press it and it came out all crinkly. But anyway, so as you can see, I continued to tweak things, move things around. The dieting was up here. Water tracker, a different kind of water tracker that is. And then, notes. So it was kind of working. So I knew I liked that. And then I liked the idea of having the date read out across. So I did that. I tried to see if I liked to tweak it a little bit up here, but I didn't like that. So I kind of like the idea of adding tip-ins and stuff, but not really. So I cleaned it up a little bit more. This was something else, some notes or something. And then we had the last day of school, and I journaled. I was so happy I journaled. I doodled this little out-of-school thing, doodled myself saying, thank goodness I wasn't sure if I was going to be allowed back. Oh, that's for something else. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I was just doodling around, and then basically I was doodling around until finally July hit, and I was like, I'm going to try it again. So I tried it again. Still kind of didn't like the weekly setup. Didn't like it. I liked the memory idea. Loved, just adding really concrete memories from the month. And as you can see, with the weekly, I still ended up just like journaling over it because I didn't know what to do. I just didn't like this. So I decided the next month that I wasn't going to do that no more. And okay, so I kept the day written up here, and I decided I wanted to try to do some sort of, concrete morning thing or some concrete thing that goes directly under the date. And I started doing kind of this. I was like, let me do a planner check. I had my other planners still. Like, for instance, I still have Gem, even though I actually pulled out of Gem and pulled some of the main things out and put it in a different planner because I was like, I don't know if Gem is functional anymore. And I decided to go back to Gem. So I'll go into that in another planner video or something one of these days. But anyway, so as you can see, I was starting to get some sort of concrete schedule here. I still have my water tracker. Didn't work out too well. And as you can see, I really started to tailor it. I wanted a notes section, a place where I could just write thoughts. But I realized having an independent section dedicated to that wasn't exactly reliable for me because it just didn't. Anyway, so I was, as you can see, still trying to make my my morning, my absolutely must-do taskbar, kind of playing around with the other ideas too. The same idea as, having a note section. No matter how I drew it, I just didn't use it. So I just added this to kind of get rid of that day. And then we have July. July got a lot better for me. I decided not to do the weeklies here, which irritated me because I realized I needed a weekly section. So that's what I did next. I was trying out this, I think it was an Annie Plans printables that I saw somebody using, where it had the actual concrete, hourly for a day, for dailies, and then you could just add other things that weren't exactly specific to a time over here. And then I added a little journaling section. I liked the journaling section. I was very fond of that. And I liked this, but I just couldn't deal with it. It wasn't being as helpful as I thought it could be. I wrote a schedule here, and I kept trying to incorporate this. And then I added, what I liked before, having the concrete something at the top where I know I have to do those things. But it just didn't work out. And I added this journaling. It just didn't work. So I tried again. And then I decided to go ahead and add my weeklies again. I added the weeklies. This weekly setup came specifically from my mega journal. If you guys remember my mega journal, I pretty much set everything up like this before. This was the bi-weekly layout. And I have the things that I set up for my bi-weekly layout in Courtney in my routines section that I just showed you, so that I could make sure that I was keeping up with all of the things I wanted to do bi-weekly and weekly. So I just used those lists to write in what I had here for my bi-weekly list. So, I have my feed section, my cleanings, the specific cleaning that I wanted to do every 2 weeks. Just everything that I wanted to do every 2 weeks within a certain category. I put that here as well. This is just a reference so that I know what to put here, so I can check it off every time. And then when I did something off of these, I would mark it over here. I didn't do it this week though, but it gets a little better later. And so this is my weekly. I changed it back to the one I had in my mega journal. It just seemed to work for me. As you can see, I got a lot done. And it wasn't until we got to the weekend where I was just like, to heck with it. I don't need to plan anything for the weekend anyway. And I decided I was going to use this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was showing you guys, but you guys weren't seeing it. Okay, sorry. Right here is good. Okay, so yes, this was my weekly. I have the full week written here, broken up into family, faith, personal. I changed that a little bit later, but I broke it down here too, just for the absolute must-dos, and this is the stuff that, these were like to-dos, and this is the stuff that I must do within the certain category. So I kind of used that. I didn't like the weather thing, obviously. The to buy, not necessary. To call was kind of a staple. I did like it, but I don't have to call people every week. So then we have a beauty, cleaning, to do, faith, family, finance. Okay, so I ended up changing these categories a little bit later. And then I also have here where I was going to just basically start charting meals. And I eventually do, not in this week. I was really kind of playing around with everything this week. So I tried this same layout again to see if it would work. I've got this particular piece down that I was going to do. I'm sorry, I think somebody's at my door. But anyway, I have this particular, I think that's probably Amazon. They're dropping off my meals. So I tried to really, break down how I wanted to be able to add many days within a day. And I didn't like that I started this Monday off so large because I didn't end up using all that space. I put Thursday here, which I just relaxed and we went to the meeting. Friday, things were a little bit different. So needless to say, I was very irritated by the time I got to this week, or the rest of the next week, I think it was, because it says Wednesday, July 14th, which makes no sense because this was the 5th, but 5th, 9th, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, so my point is, I made a chart here, sin chart, obviously sin happens every day. I don't know why I did that. I was probably upset with myself, but anyway, so basically I let this month go. I let it go and I just started really focusing on dailies. And then once I realized that once I figured out my dailies, everything else kind of fell into place. And I figured out my dailies. As you can see, I truly enjoyed my dailies looking like this. I loved having the weather there where I could see it and kind of a place where I can put specific things. Like if it were to be a holiday that requires attention, such as, things would be closed on that day, I could put it up here. And it focuses on, just the general day right after, telling me what day it is. And then I figured out what I wanted to have at the top of my daily layout, period, forever. Morning routine, home routine. My morning personal routine is what this is, and it changes to that later. Home routine, exercise, doing service. I need to put checking the mail more now too, because I don't check the mail every day anymore, and I need to do that more. Diet, beauty. I loved having this, so that I had to add that later. And then I was trying to work on, an evening routine as well, which I need to mark this page because I've been looking for this page because I was like, I need to figure out where I started trying to do the evening page. Okay, so that's pretty much what I was doing there. And then I did the same thing. No matter what, I was trying to keep up with that layout, and I enjoyed it, as you can see. So this day was just a day full of journaling. I had a lot on my mind, and I needed to kind of write it out. So that's how that went. And oftentimes when I do write a whole bunch, I do kind of a journaling layout where I just have different pictures, different, things that kind of pertain to what I'm writing about. But as you can see, I kept this layout. I really liked it, and I realized I could adapt to add other days if I had really slow days or if I didn't want to do certain things. But this particular part remained the same, and I loved that. So this is another week. I finally decided to get on my weekly. And as you can see, it worked. Even when I just added stickers for the, the days that I didn't do anything that pertained to that particular subject up here. So I really, really liked how this layout turned out because it really made me more efficient. And I was able to focus on more than just the dailies after that. So like I said before, I was making the back of the weekly layout about meals. And I kind of did, but I realized I was not dieting, so I was like, I don't want to see all the horrible things I'm eating. And I stopped writing that day, but I knew I needed to keep up with this because it was going to motivate me to get back on track diet-wise. And so certain days, I obviously didn't stick to my layout, but I realized that since I knew what my layout was going to be from this point forward, it made me want to actually keep going. So I resurrected this from one of my bullet journal spreads. If you look earlier on in my Instagram, you'll see something very similar to this, except the girl's like over here. And there's way more other stuff added to it. But I really like the idea of kind of resurrecting this because I really loved the colorfulness. And I really loved the idea of what I was kind of going for there. The little gazebo and, well, not gazebo, but the rolling cart with, the little goods to buy, little traveling boutique type idea. So I really liked the monthly that I had on there, and so I pretty much stuck to that. I had my monthly lists here. Again, Courtney has all of that information in there, and I just kind of wrote it out, except for the cleaning. I don't know why I didn't finish the cleaning on there, but I'm getting there. And as you can see, I did the bi-weekly again, and I drew this out in the cutest little picnic basket full of wine and chocolate-covered strawberries and tulips. I thought that was fun. It was fun for me to just do this, and I think that's why I also kept up with it, because I made it personal again. So here's the weekly, the first week. So I have the 31st week and the 32nd week of the year. And here's the first week, the 31st week, that is. And I kept up with it. I kept up with it every single day. I even kept up with the meal tracker. Please don't look at my meals. I mean, you can look at them, but please don't judge me. I'm really bad at eating. Okay, so as you can see, I kept up with my dailies. Here's the second. And the 3rd and the 4th, I really did keep up with it. This is actually a cicada wing. The cicadas are crazy this year, you know. I think everybody's been talking about them. So, yeah, I ended up finding one and I realized how beautiful it was. So I put it in here. Don't judge me. Anyway, so the next days, you know, I had Wednesday, Thursday. I was really keeping up. And I really felt proud of myself because even when I wasn't accomplishing, I could see what I wasn't accomplishing and I could move it. And it just made things so much better for me. I was so proud of myself for finally getting back on track. But as you can see, I kept every single day of this week up. I kept it up. Sunday, I went and got my shot. I think that was last Sunday. Yeah, it was last Sunday. Okay, and this was last week. Last week was a space theme. As you can see, I really loved it. It was fun to do. And I might start actually being able to do some, you know, plan with me's when it comes to this now, because I'm finally kind of caught back where I need to be. Not to say that I'm not going to go back to Courtney, y'all, because I got to get back to Courtney. I just need to find the right inserts. That's my biggest problem. So, I mean, I'm going to fill those too in. I don't remember what we ate, but I think I can probably figure it out once I look at the day. But anyway, so this was the following week, the 32nd week, as you can see. And the same thing. I was able to keep up with it. Even I was sick as a dog after having that ridiculous Moderna shot. So as you can see, I am sick. I'm sick. I was sick that day. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good the day afterwards. It wasn't until Thursday that I was kind of starting to feel a little bit better. As you can see from, you know, everything's kind of back to normal. Except for that part. It's like, today is not sweet. Okay, so, oh, and that's something that I wanted to show you too. If you didn't notice, I added another cloud back here. Okay, so I had my weather cloud, yes, but I also put this cloud right here because I was like, I wanted to keep certain events, you know, that are happening here. But then I realized I preferred having the headlines for that day here. So I actually started writing down everything, like the main events that were happening in the news. And I put them here. And I was I want to start adding news reports. And that's exactly what I did. I was very, very pleased with that. And it's crazy because now I can see the progression of certain events that are happening in the world. And, you know, pretty much see how Bible prophecy is actually playing out very well. Just like the Bible said. So I really like that idea. I kept my clouds, my cloud for weather, my cloud for headlines. And, you know, I just kind of went along with it. Now, after I have my morning to-dos, so to speak, I can put a little banner or some washi tape there and know that this part is any sort of appointments or anything that I want to do. And then after I have those to-dos, I can journal. I can do whatever I want. And I appreciate that a lot. Again, still trying to add that evening routine list here soon. I'm getting to that. Like I said, I was looking for it and I finally found it. And I'm going to make sure that I incorporate that. But yeah, got the Moderna shot. And even though I wasn't feeling good, because as you can see, look at my poor little girl. She looks terrible. She looks terrible and so sad and miserable. And I was, you guys. Oh, I was so achy. My body felt like it was just giving out and dying. Anyway, but so yeah, as I gradually got better. Still kept up with my headlines though. Still was watching the news. I love it. Even when I'm sick, I can do this. I'm so proud that I found a system that's working. So, this was Saturday. Had a lot of stuff to say on Saturday, as you can see. Oh my goodness. And my friend had a funeral that she went to. And the reason I put the ambulance or the fire truck here is because the fire truck actually showed up because her aunt ended up fainting at the funeral. So I felt so bad and I was like, I need to remember this moment so that when this date rolls its ugly head around next year, if there's time left for that to happen, I can say something to her. Okay, and this was Sunday, and I had a lot to write on Sunday, which is why I left all this blank. I just haven't gotten back to writing it. And here we are. This is the bi-weekly. Finally, right? I've gotten current. So, as you can see, I have made my way to doing the exact same thing as I was before. I love this layout. It has been the same since the beginning of the month, really. See? This bi-weekly, this bi-weekly. So I need to write 33 and 34 because this is 31 and 32, 33 and 34. So I haven't filled this in yet. And I'm going to be filling it in soon, but not right now. But I did fill in the weekly because I needed the weekly to get rolling because yesterday was the first day of school. And my gosh, it was so busy, I didn't even have time to start writing. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But I didn't even have time to finish, like, write in what happened. Because it was such a chaotic thing because I ended up having to register the kids right then and there. Because they said I wasn't finished registering them, which they didn't specify exactly how that process went on the website for school, and I kept trying to call and ask, and nobody would give me a straight answer. They kept transferring me. Sorry, I didn't mean to start yelling. Suffice it to say, yesterday was chaos. Okay, so you guys recognize this. I changed a lot of these particular these particular boxes so that they would kind of coincide better with each other. I still have my to-do, faith, family, finance. Those three are probably never going to change. To clean, not going to change either. Self. I decided I wanted to move this box of my self stuff, like my beauty and whatnot. Y'all saw that before. I decided I wanted to put it over here because I did want to keep track of what I'm eating. Because I don't know if you guys noticed before, but I did make a meal kind of template of what I do want to have for meals. But as of following this, I have yet to do so. So that's why I have this box here to plan out dinners, because that's all I have to plan out now because the kids eat at school. I'm so happy about that, you guys. I am so happy they're at school. I pray to God that they are safe and that the teachers make sure they're safe, because I couldn't let them stay here and learn at home anymore. They'd be stupid by the time that I was done with them. I'm not a good teacher when it comes to academics. The Bible? Sure. Academics? No. Okay, anyway, so yes, please let your prayers be with them as they're at school, because, okay, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I made that, and I followed that by doing my what's for dinner. And I don't know what this area is going to be for yet, but my point is that I wanted this self stuff to be here because these are going to be pertaining to my meals. Yesterday, I ate poorly. What else is new? But I like the idea of having it here because I had a protein shake in the morning, which is why it's green. And then the rest of the day, I had crap. So I have red here and red here to kind of mark the fact that, yes, I did not eat well. So I can see visually how horribly I'm eating, and maybe it might change my mind as to what I'm eating. Anyway, so this is going to switch with this. The calls, I want to be up front with the week so that I can see exactly what it is that I need to do, as well as who I need to call, what I need to clean, what faith stuff I'm doing, family stuff, finances, and the things I need to focus on, as well as my to-dos. See, it would all coincide so much better. It would all work so much better if I had put this call list up front. And my self stuff, which is my eating habits, the beauty stuff I want to do, and my learning stuff, because that's here too. My learning planner, which I'll get to eventually. And Rose, my other planner about my beauty and my health and, my exercise and all of that stuff. You've seen her before. I don't know if, obviously. Okay. This is her. She has not been used very much. She's not been used very much because I've been busy. But the point is to try to get back into her, because she was a very well-developed planner, and she works for the purpose that I set her out for. I just haven't been pulling her out because I've been too stressed out. I've been too stressed out and I've been too busy. Anyway, okay, so I realized that since I have a bi-weekly section, or I have a bi-weekly page here, I also needed a place to be able to put what was going to happen next week. So that's what this is for. Each individual day, if a new appointment comes for that week, I can put it here. And if I just have notes about what I want, something I may want to accomplish next week, I can put it here if it doesn't pertain to a specific day. So that's pretty much it, y'all. This was yesterday, and this is today. I decided I wanted to go ahead and do all of this stuff down here. Doesn't really matter when, thank goodness, but I have my morning stuff here. I haven't checked off anything. I haven't watched the news. I wanted to get this video done beforehand so that you guys would have something to be like, oh my gosh, she's back with. But yes, I plan on, adding this evening routine into my dailies, and we'll see how that goes. And if you guys have any ideas about what I can add to Courtney, I would very much appreciate and value the ideas, because I really want to bring Courtney back into my life a little bit more than just tracking. So if I know I have my own setup as far as weeklies, dailies, and monthlies in here, but I need big picture stuff to go in Courtney and my kids' stuff. If anybody has any thoughts or ideas on what I can use Courtney for at this point, I would totally appreciate that, because yeah, at this point, Bougie comes with me everywhere. That's her name, Bougie. Bougie, because she's my bullet journal. And yeah, she comes with me everywhere. As you can see, I'm almost done with her. And yeah, I have no other thoughts or comments about that. Oh, but I did want to say I am still kind of keeping up with this book, this calendar book. April wasn't a great month with it, but with March, I kept up with it in here. So I could go back and put a lot of the stuff that I'm missing in March in there, but I'm not going to do that. As far as my trackers go in Courtney, yes, definitely, but not Bougie. That's too much. But yes, I had June, I had May, I had some of July in here. July got mostly spent in here, as you well saw. And here's August. I had that first week. Last week, I kind of tuned out with this, but I plan to get back. School started, and this is today. So I don't mind going back and filling this in for the week. So for the sake of completion, at least it'll be there. And yeah, that is pretty much the gist of it. I've been keeping this along my princess calendar, as well as my sticky notes. Oops. She always has to fall off somewhere. She always does that. She never stays put. It's very frustrating. Okay, but yes, this is my sticky notes book. I guess I wanted to put these somewhere, but I wasn't sure where. Maybe right here is good. I don't know. And so, yeah, my sticky notes book goes in there for when I want to write a note. I also have some stickers in here. But yeah, that just goes on top of that. My watch! I have been looking for my watch. I looked in here like 18 times to try to see if I could find it. And it's been in here the whole time. I'm very upset, but happy. That is not the time. But it's okay. Okay, so I got this watch from Amazon and I love it. Even though it is terrible at taking account of the time. For some reason, it is slow. And if this is, how they used to keep up with time before, that means that time is definitely speeding up, y'all. That is kind of an amazing, amazing thing to discover. But then I just have a pretty diamond notebook. I think you guys have seen this. I keep nonsense in here. Yeah, so I loved this talk. This was a great talk. Anyway. So that goes behind my sticky notes. And then I have my little clipboard where I can just write random thoughts. I have used it. I actually wrote a letter out on here. It was nice. I put the letter in an envelope already, otherwise I'd show you. And then I have a 2022 planner that I will be using for next year. I've already kind of started using it, although I'm not thrilled with how it's designed. I don't like this phone numbers bit. It's like, who needs all them phone numbers? And then as a travel expense, something or other, I don't really know. The only part I really want is this. Just this. Like, if I could just, I'm probably going to just cut this out and stick it somewhere. So stay tuned for that. If I do that, I'll let you know. I'm going to put this behind her. So yeah, all of this stuff just kind of lives in this dazzling rainbow bag, which I got from a beauty supply. Nowhere specific. No, like it was just a beauty supply store. I'm not sure why they even had it in there, to be honest. But I saw it and I was like, rainbow! That is God's symbol for no more rain. I love God's reminders. And that's all it means. So you guys, thank you for watching. And I hope that you got something out of this video. And again, I will be posting a bunch more regularly. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to show you this. I got this little cute guy. Look at how tiny she is. I'm sorry. Look how tiny. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I was freaking out when I saw her online. I think I got this from AliExpress, but I've been using it because it's so darn cute. It's so darn cute. And yes, I have been using it. Like, okay, let's see. See, these are weeklies. So I put this in my purse so that I can keep up with all this stuff, because sometimes I keep bougie with me, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? I don't want to carry all that. So yeah, but as you can see, I've been keeping up with it. This is today right here, Tuesday. So I'm like, I'm keeping up with this thing. I didn't mark in this stuff right here, but I will be. So yes, I have my monthly here. This is September. But yeah, look at it. I'm keeping up with it. Isn't it so cute? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm done. I am so happy, you guys. I am so happy to be back. I was in the worst kind of funk, knowing that I had to teach my children and that they were with me all day and I didn't get a break, and my whole demeanor has just changed. Like, I don't think you know, because like, okay, in my mood section, I don't even think I kept up with my mood section like that because I was so mentally drained. My mood was all over the place. Mostly in the at the end of July. And I was okay and sometimes angry, and you know, every now and then I was good. I didn't even start keeping track in April and May. Look how horrible. Oh my gosh. I was just, these last few, like these months have been just crazy. Even the end of 2020, like my mood isn't that sporadic most of the time. Look at that. I was just for February. Oh my gosh. And meh for some of it. Good for some days and great some other days. But most of the days, if you notice, there's some pink, there's some purple, but there's a whole lot of blue, green, yellow, red, and even some burgundy angry days. You guys, I have been all over the place, and I'm not joking. I have not had a good year. None of us have had a good year and a half. But I'm glad to be back. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And please feel free to ask me about anything that you want to on my system, if I'm adding certain other things. And yes, I have like 3-4 other planners that I am still using. And I do plan on showing you guys how I've progressed in those as well. So I love you guys, and I hope to hear from you soon. And I love you all. And please remember, I'm here, and stay meticulous. Bye-bye.